Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to Mountain Made Creations. I'm Jill, and today we're going to be talking about wood rounds, and I'm going to show you, we're going to decorate this one, and I'm going to show you how I do my other bigger rounds. I'm going to show you how I start out with those because I only have one, so I have to do each process as I go. So I will show you the second step. I've already done the first step. So let me get this shared out to Jill's creative side. I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you've had a great day. I was off today. I had to take Wayne to get some stuff done. So let me share this out to Jill's creative side real fast. So I was off today and I couldn't wait to get back and do a craft with you guys. So, all right, that's done. And it is cold, y'all. It's wintertime is back. It goes from spring to winter. It's crazy weather. But anyway, I'm happy to be on here with you guys. I know that some of you had mentioned that you didn't get to see the finished product if you're just catching this on YouTube because I don't post pictures on YouTube. So I wanted to show you the last craft that we did, or the one before last, I think it was. We did the earrings, the wooden earrings with the dried flowers and resin. So I wanted to show you how they turned out. Now these turned out okay, but if I was going to sell these or if I was going to wear these, I will probably go back and put another coat of resin because you can see where the flowers are sticking up a little bit on these, but they turned out pretty good as far as like bubbles and all that goes. So that was the one pair. This is the other one, and I did get resin over the hole, so I would have to use my drill and drill a hole in these, but these turned out okay. But still, you can feel a little bit of just a little bit on these, not as bad as the other one. So these are kind of cute. I think I would wear those. And then these I really like, but these need another coat as well because you can feel the texture through the resin, and you shouldn't feel that. So I would probably go back over these again. I still haven't tried out UV resin yet, but I'm going to. Now, these earrings here, epic fail. So what I did wrong on these, this is how these turned out. And this one I broke part of it because I laid it on top of one of the other ones and some of the pieces came off. But this is what happens when you put too much, I put too much of the mica powder in the resin. These are bendy. You don't want these to be bendy like that. So these are epic fail. So these did not turn out. I was disappointed in that. The colors look pretty cool, but that's about it. I mean, they're just like way too bendy, and that happens when you have too much of the colors into the resin. It causes it not to cure correctly, and that's what happened on that one. So also, the ones that I did the resin on the back part of my little studs, these came out really good. All the earring backs are not going to come off. These are the little turtles that I did. So I just wanted to show you those. Now we did some clay earrings a while back, and I went over these with, this is Sculpey, and I can't read it because I didn't put my glasses on. Gloss Glaze, Sculpey Gloss Glaze, and that's what I used. I went ahead and put that on these clay ones. I haven't put the backing on them yet because I wanted to see how it turned out, but it did turn out pretty neat looking. It gave it some shine. It gave it a little bit of shine. I'm not sure how much of this you can see really good. They're kind of hard to hold on to, but these are really cute. These are the little hearts we did. So I do like that gloss glaze from Sculpey. So this works pretty good, and you just paint it on. You don't shake it or anything because, again, you don't want bubbles. So those are the finished products of those. Now today what we're going to do is, this is just a 12-inch birch round from Lowe's. It's not thick. It's a lot smaller than what I'm used to painting on. So I just wanted to try a couple small ones. Number one, I didn't think they had the 15-inch anymore at Lowe's, because when I tried to go onto the app and look for them, it never said they were in stock. And so I was out there one day and they were there, so the app's not always right. So I had bought these in place because I didn't think I was going to be able to get my normal ones. So I normally don't use these, but I'm going to try something on this one. So what I did was I used Minwax stain in Colonial Maple, and I stained these front and back just like I do my other rounds. I also sealed it, and I do that so that once you get the stain on and then you seal it, your paint's not going to seep into the wood. So I sealed it with this polyacrylic. I used to use spar urethane, water-based. Always use water-based if you're going to use chalk paint or chalk paste or anything like that. Use water-based because it'll make it can turn your colors like a yellow. You don't want to do that. So this is polyacrylic Minwax. It is water-based. I used to use spar urethane that was water-based, and now I can't find it anywhere. So that's why I'm starting to use that. That I paint on with a brush. If I use chalk paste, I use a spray sealer because I have found that using chalk paste, if I brush it on, it smears it every time. So even no matter how long I let it dry. So I've found that out with the chalk paste, so I've stopped using paint on sealer. I spray on now. So on this one, I'm going to use chalk paint, and that does not seem to smear. So today we're going to be using Folk Art chalk paint in Whispering Wheat, and that's going to be the all over color. And then I'm going to use the Waverly chalk paint in Truffle. So those are the colors I'm going to be using today. Now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use, this is the base, and then I'm going to use a cheetah print Magnolia Design stencil, reusable stencil, and then I'm using the purple stencil that I made from my Ikonart. So I'm using both Magnolia stencils and one that I made from Magnolia. And I'm going to do the welcome at the top, or like sort of at the in the middle a little. Hello guys, if you are, oh, I didn't even say anything about if you're watching. If you're watching this on Facebook, let me know where you're watching from. Give me a comment, let me know you're on. If you're catching it on a replay, I would love it if you would hashtag replay so that other people can see the video. And if you're watching on YouTube, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow. So all right, so I'm going to do the cheetah print at the bottom, and then I'm going to do the welcome up here, and then we'll put a bow. And the reason I'm using the colors I picked out is because the bows that I want to use are these colors. Now I'm not sure if I'm only going to use the one color. It just depends on what it looks like once I get it painted. But these are the ribbons that I picked out. Both of these ribbons came from Sam's Club. They have been having some amazing ribbon at Sam's Club. If you have a Sam's, it's 50 yards. And it's very good ribbon, and it's only like $7.98. I mean, it's crazy good. So both of these came from Sam's. I love Sam's. So, so what I'm going to do first is paint the base. I'm going to put this, you probably can hear my fan running. I'm going to put this in front of the fan, and then while this is drying, it won't take long to dry, but I will show you what I do with my normal rounds while this is drying. So let me find my sandpaper. So I want to sand this a little bit. I'm just going to sand this just a little bit, because the reason I do that is because when you put the sealer on there, it gives it a rough texture, and I really don't want that. So I'm just going to go over it with, this is 400 grit sandpaper, and I'm just going to go over it lightly to get that rough feel off. That's all I'm doing. Hang on. My paper towels went flying in the floor. All right, so that's all I did with that. So now I'm just going to paint it with this chalk paint, and I'm going to use a roller because if you know me, you know I don't like brush strokes on my door rounds. So even though this is a smaller one, I still don't want brush strokes on it. So I hope you guys can see that good. I hope y'all are having a good Friday. It's always good when you're off work, right? And I just used like this little plate from Walmart. It was like 50 cents. It looks pretty gross, but that's okay. It works perfect. And hopefully this isn't dried out. Whoa. There we go. And I'm probably gonna do a couple coats maybe. We'll just see how well this looks. Normally it takes a couple coats. And I always paint in the direction of the wood grain. It's what I do with my other rounds, so that's what I'm doing with this one. I've not used a birch round before, and this is birch. I'm hoping that it's gonna come out just as good as the other. It should. And I did sand it, even though it was pretty smooth. I always sand all of my door rounds, and I sand them with like 60 grit, and then I go over them with the 400 grit. I do that with all my rounds. I think it's just, I think it just needs it, because sometimes there's imperfections, or there might be weird colors that you could sand right off. Sometimes that Lowe's puts a sticker on theirs. I hate it when they do that, and it makes like a square. You can see the square on it. It's maddening. I don't know why they do that. And I'm probably going to go ahead, let me see if I can get this painted. I'm just going to do the edge. I always like to finish the whole thing. So, and I'm trying not to get it on the underside, because I'm just going to seal that. I don't paint the back. And I'll have to go back over this where my finger was at. That's all right. Probably should have did this part first. Usually I have a little like turntable, but these are so small they don't fit on it. Alright, so. And this chalk paint comes right off your hands if you get it on you. It's not gonna be a big deal. So I'm just gonna go over it where my fingerprints were. And usually when you do coats of this chalk paint, I've learned that you want to let it dry in between coats. It just seems to turn out a little bit better. So I'm gonna go stick this in front of the fan real fast. I'll be right back. Now my handy dandy cardboard that I'm going to use to stain the other wood round that I wanted to show you. Alright, so this is the wood rounds that I normally use. I buy these at Lowe's. This one is a 15-inch. These are pretty heavy. So what I've done with this one, I had sanded it. That's all I've done to it. So now, before I use it, I'll stain it, and then I will seal it before I paint it. So you're gonna get to see part of what I do with them. Because it has to dry in so many steps, it's easier for me to just show them to you in steps, or just do a video and put them all together showing you. So this is just my little turntable that I use. It's just an old cheap thing. And let me get my cardboard up here. And I just keep boxes that I reuse and I paint on and stain on and do all the good stuff. I love making door rounds. They are one of my favorite things to make. So when you're doing stain, you want to wear gloves, because it will stain your hands. And these are ugly gloves, but they work really good. And the stain that I'm going to be using is Minwax Colonial Maple. And I will go over this with the polyacrylic once the stain dries. And I use a towel. It's like the microfiber towels. I just cut it in strips and use it, and you just get all the little particles off. And you guys, you know, I've been talking about Park Lane Jewelry. I signed up as a stylist. I know I posted that earlier, but my launch party is this Sunday, January 15th. If you want an invite or if you want to come, let me know and I'll shoot you the link to that. It's going to be on Facebook Messenger. It's only on Sunday, and you can learn all about Park Lane, see all the amazing jewelry, all that fun stuff. So if you are interested in coming to that, just comment and I will get you a link. Also, I did another video and it's on YouTube showing some of their jewelry. Their jewelry is amazing. All right, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, and I've just folded this over my finger, just like this, and I'm gonna dip it in the stain, and I'm just gonna go across, and you wanna go in the direction of the wood grain. Go, you know, go with the wood grain. And I use this method I learned from another crafter, Unicorn Dust Designs, I think is the name of her page, and I learned how to do all these wood rounds from her. She's amazing. And using this towel like this just gives you more control and how much you put of the stain. I don't like to put like gobs of it. And so that's all I'm doing is just doing this, going in the wood grain, the direction of the wood grain, and I do both sides and the edges. Now what I'll do is I'll do this side, I'll do the edge, and see, it makes it easy when you have it on a turntable because you can turn it around. So I go around the edges pretty good with the stain, and then I'll do the other side after this dries a little bit. What I'll do is I will put this in front of the fan while I'm painting another coat on the other round that's over there, and then I'll put the other one back in front of the fan, and we'll finish the back side of this one, and then we'll hopefully be ready to paint on that 12-inch. I'm not sure what I'm gonna put on this one yet. I'm thinking maybe the cow print and hey y'all or hello, or I'm not sure yet. I was looking at one, I go to Pinterest for a lot of ideas, and I found one that was black and yellow, and I really like that one, so I may do that. So I just take this, I lay it on the cardboard along with my gloves, and I'm gonna put this over there to dry. And then I'll bring that other one back over here. So hang tight, let me grab that. Put this over there and we'll switch them out. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Alright, this actually looks pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and give it another coat just because that's what I want to do. So what we're going to do is I will just go back over it again with the same color, give it another coat, sit it back in front of that fan, and it shouldn't take too long to dry. I don't really like using the heat gun a whole lot to dry these because it can cause it to crack if you use a lot of heat with chalk paint, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm probably gonna just put this in front of the fan, let it dry some more. You really want it to be good and dry before you put your stencil on it because you don't want it to pull up your paint. See, what have you guys been up to? Have y'all had a good week this week? It's been pretty good. It's been busy. My full-time job's been pretty busy. But that's good. Busy is always good. And I'll probably be coming live tomorrow or Sunday. But Monday is a holiday for us, so I will be probably back on here with you guys again, which I'm excited about. And I'm just trying to get all the roller marks off, go around it really good. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to sit this back over there, and I will bring the other one back over here. So let me sit that there. Hang on. All right, so let me wipe this off. That's a hot mess. All right, so now I'm just going to turn this over and go back over the other side with the stain. I keep thinking that it looks like it's snowing out there. I know it was blowing snow earlier. This weather's been crazy. So now I'm gonna do this side, and then we'll be done with this until tomorrow when I'll put this sealer on it, and then it'll be ready to paint. I'm probably going to be making a Mylar stencil to go on this. I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking that that's what I'm gonna do, because I could use my Ikonart, but the thing is, if I can use the Mylar and save my stencil for like shirts and things, that would be a big help. And because the Mylar is a lot cheaper than my Ikonart stencils, and they're both reusable. You can clean them with dish soap, Dawn or whatever. So, and I need to post that wood round I did for my brother, for him and his wife. They live in Georgia, and I did a Georgia Bulldog theme, but now I don't sell those because I don't have a license to sell any kind of college stuff, so I can't sell any of those, but that was just a gift. But I want to show it to you because it turned out so cute. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan also, so it was really special. And they won, so that was also good. All right, so we've got the stain on here, and I'm just going to set it over there. And see, you don't get too much stain on here by using these, so that it works out really, really good when you're putting stain on, because you have more control over where your stain is going and all that. So let me move this. Let me move this. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm leaving that other one over there for just a few minutes because it needs to dry a little bit more. Hey Tara, how are you? I'm not sure what kind of bow I'm gonna do. I'm thinking maybe the messy bow, where you just cut it in certain strips and you just pinch it in the middle and you just have strips of bow out. That's what I'm thinking. But also we could do the little bow like this that I showed you guys the other day. And I did not like the bow for the little heart we did, And I made another bow, but I haven't finished it yet because I'm just not sure about that bow. I used pink burlap, and I may do a messy bow for that, but we could do a little bow like this. Of course, it'll look a lot better once we get it done, hopefully. A little bow like that. So I'm not sure yet what we're gonna put on there. It just depends on what it looks like once we get it painted. I'm so excited to do the leopard print on there. So this is the Magnolia Design reusable stencil, and this one is my Magnolia Ikonart stencil that I made that's reusable. Now with the with the Magnolia stencil, we want to fuzz this because it is going to be on wood and we don't want it to pull up the paint. Now you can use the wax. I'm not going to do that because I have not had real good luck with the wax, because it seems like when I use the wax that my stencil doesn't want to stick again. So I've been trying not to use the wax. I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, which is very, very possible. This is the little Valentine heart we did the other day, and I did spray it so it's shinier. And I did a little bow like this to go on there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to do like the strips of bow. I think the strips would look better. I'm not crazy about that, so I haven't finished this one yet. That's why I haven't posted a picture of it. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut this burlap into like skinnier strips and just do like a messy bow like that. So hang tight, guys. Let me grab that round and we'll get started painting it, hopefully. So it looks like it's not completely dry yet. So let me try. I'm not sure if my cord's gonna reach. My cord's not gonna reach. We will dry this with a hairdryer, but I'll just make sure it's on the cool setting. All right, so let me put this on the cool setting. Dry enough. I'm gonna test it though. So we have the circle in Whispering Wheat. Let me fuzz this. So this is a fuzzing cloth from Magnolia Design, and you can use this, or you can use your jeans. You can use any kind of cloth that doesn't have lint on it will work. So I'm just gonna fuzz this a little bit. Actually, I don't think I need to fuzz it much. It doesn't have a lot of sticky on it. And I need to get, hang on one second. And I need to get a dish to put the paint in. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm gonna try to wing it and make sure I get this straight. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna pull up anything. And then I can put my welcome right there, and then we can do the small bow. Oh, you guys can't see. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and, all right, I need to grab a tub of water to throw my stencil in, so if you'll give me just 1 second to grab that. I forgot to fill that up, so give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, I have my water ready, so when I get done with, pull this up, I can throw it in that water. So now what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of this brown paint in this little cup, and I'm gonna use a little squeegee to spread the paint out, and hopefully it's gonna look good. I love this color. I don't think we need a ton of it. We're going to start with that. I just put a little bit in there. So I'm just going to get some on this squeegee, and I'm just going to start going over it. You don't need to do a lot of pressure, especially using chalk paint, because it's not as thick as chalk paste. So I'm just spreading it. I'm not using a whole lot of pressure at all. So I'm just going over the stencil, really, you know, no pressure. I'm just basically just spreading it out with the squeegee. That's all I'm doing, really. I'm not really pushing down hard at all. Because you can cause it to bleed, which I hope we don't have any bleeding. We shouldn't. And I try to keep, you know, get those lines out so you can't see the streak lines. You know, where you paint in. Alright, so let me, and you can pull this up, look at it, and put it back down if you need to go back over it again. So I'm going to pull it up, and hopefully it's not bleeding any. So far so good. This looks cool, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the water. And now I'm going to decide where I'm gonna put this. And what I may have to do is let this dry a little bit, but let me show you what this looks like, y'all. This is so cute. You see how crisp the lines are? These stencils are amazing. So I'm gonna sit this, let me dry it with the hairdryer. And then we will put the welcome on there, and then we can do the bow, and then we'll be done. Let me get my heat gun fired up. Last time I forgot to do that. And we'll just hit this with the And just remember, if you use a blow dryer on chalk paint, make sure it's on cool settings so that it doesn't crack your paint, because sometimes it will do that. All right, so if I can try to figure out, make sure to get this on there straight. And I'm kind of winging it, you guys, because this was totally unplanned. I didn't know I was going to be able to come live today, but it worked out great. And I love coming on here with you guys. So I'm hoping that that doesn't fold up. So I'm going to go ahead and just push this down. And this is just a reusable stencil, just like the Magnolia, but this one is one I designed, or I made and then printed on their stencil film. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some painter's tape right there, just so I don't accidentally go off the stencil. So I'm completely doing this without a plan, and usually it works sometimes, sometimes not, but we're going with it. And I'm just putting this down just so I don't paint, because it's really close to the edge on that one. And I don't want to go off onto the base color, so I'm just putting this tape right there at the edge of the O and the C, just so I make sure I don't mess up. Okay, and that looks pretty straight, so we're gonna wing it. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm using the same paint, the Truffle in Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just gonna go over it really lightly, no pressure. I'm just spreading the paint. Is basically all I'm doing. And then we'll pull it up, make sure it looks okay, and if it does, then we will pull it all the way off. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We don't really have any plans. It's gonna be cold. I'll be hanging out with my birds some. Y'all, they have brought me so much joy. I never thought birds would be my thing. I've never had birds before. If you don't know, I have a 20 flock of guinea fowl. We got them for pest control because we had these millipedes really bad outside, and they eat all kinds of bugs, and they are the most comical birds. They really make me happy. Even Wayne loves them. I mean, they just are so, I guess just because we've never had birds before, so they're just so different, and they're so funny. Their little personalities and their blue eyes, they're just something else. I just love them to death. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up a little bit, and hopefully it is good. I'm going to check a couple areas that, yeah, I thought that looked funny. There's a little spot right there I need to get. And I saw another one over here. And one right there. So yeah, we're just hanging out at home this weekend, taking it easy. Just enjoying being at home. There's no place like home, I tell you. We love it here. All right, let's see what this looks like. All right, that O has a little spot. That's the great thing about these stencils. You can pull them up. If you missed a spot, you can go back over it. You just don't want to keep going over it a lot, because you can cause it to bleed if you go over and over and over it. I don't know what's up with that spot right there, but I think everything else looks good. Let's see. Almost. looks like the O, where I didn't, I'm almost afraid to go over this now because I don't want it to. Let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. This is the best part. Alright, I'm gonna try and get this paint back in this little bucket. Maybe, maybe not. I like to save the paint. Everything's so expensive nowadays. So you need to save where you can. So I'm gonna put this spatula or squeegee in the water with the stencils. And that water just keeps the paint from drying inside the stencil so it can be reused, so it's awesome. Okay. Yes. I'm loving it, you guys. Loving it, loving it, loving it. We may actually get to finish this project together. Alright, so here's what we have. I just don't want to get paint on there and ruin it. What do you guys think? How awesome is that? Love, love, love. I love the cheetah print. This is so cute, you guys. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out the ribbon, see what size we need, and if this color is even going to work. Oh yeah, I think that color is going to be pretty on there. So what I need to figure out, and we can do this and I can let that dry, but I think we're going to do like, yeah, I'm going to do, fold that so I know where I'm at. I'm going to put this in front of the fan and then we're going to make the bow. Hold on. The only thing I can't do with you guys is I can't, I won't be able to seal it yet because I want that paint to dry really good before I do seal it. So we'll make the bow. I'll show you what it looks like with the bow on, and then once I seal it, then I can good grief, I'm going blank. Then I can attach the bow. I don't want to actually attach it yet until we have the sealer on there. Sorry guys, I just went completely blank. So what I'm going to do is make a little bow just like that. Let me get my bow maker up here because it basically just holds the ribbon for me because I just like making my bows with that because I feel like it helps me because I struggle with bows. So this is basically just a Bodabra mounted onto this wooden piece. Wayne did this for me, so it's amazing. And it has a tape measure right here so I can measure out my ribbon. It's just something that I like to use because it pretty much just holds the ribbon for me. So I'm going to use this Bodabra string. And I even have the little like command hooks under it to hold the string. But this may not be long enough because it doesn't need to be real long. But I just fold it in half and then put it down the center. And then I'm going to start putting my ribbon there, but I'm going to measure my ribbon so it's about 7 inches. So I'm going to put this in here like that. And I may use, I don't know if this would look, I don't think that's going to match. But I have some brown that we can try. It's just brown. No, I think I'm just going to use the cheetah. I think the cheetah's really cute. So I'm just going to cut my strips and then I dovetail them. And so I'm just measuring them at 7 inches just because they're going to be about 6 inches once I dovetail them. And this is just an easy, simple bow because that door hanger is so small. You don't want a bow overpowering it, especially when you've got, you know, the cheetah and the words and all that. You just want something kind of small at the top. When I do my 15 and 18 inch rounds, now that's when I do a bigger bow, and sometimes I use greenery or any kind of other decorations. All right, so we've got 8 strips at 7 inches long, and then I'm just gonna fold it in the middle and then fold it in half just like this, and then I'm just gonna cut on the folded edge at an angle, and that dovetails it. And then I'm gonna put it in, and I'm just gonna put it in like an X, like crisscross. That way when we pull it up, we shouldn't have to do much to the bow. It'll be ready to go. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting it in here. I'm going different directions as I'm putting it in. It really feels like it's really late, but it's not 6 o'clock yet. All right, so, and you guys don't forget, if you want an invite to the launch party, let me know. I'd love to have you, and bring your friends. I'd love to have them. So just comment, let me know if you're interested. And I'll probably post, I did a video on YouTube if you're watching this on Facebook, and I will probably post it in my Facebook group so that you can see some of the jewelry if you're interested in, and if you want to just know what it looks like, if it's not your thing, if it is your thing. I love jewelry, I love fashion, and I tried to start my online boutique, and it just didn't. You know, everything happens for a reason, and the company that I was using to drop ship stopped that part of their program, so I closed the boutique shortly after I got it up and running, and now I am back in the jewelry business because I love jewelry, and I used to sell it, and I got out of it to do the boutique, and I'm back in it, and this company is just amazing. If it wasn't for their program, I probably wouldn't have signed back up for another company, but I don't know. You know, when someone comes back into your life or into your, I don't know, this lady that I used to know that sold jewelry for another company that went out of business, she messaged me, and I was like, no. I looked at it and I was like, no. And then something came up where I saw another post, and it was like it was meant to be. So, and it feels right, you know, when something feels right. And she's just been a blessing. She's the sweetest person ever. So basically, I just pulled this up. Okay, I pulled it through the insides, and I'm pulling it tight, and I'm going to tie this tight. See, this is the part of the bow that I have struggled with, is getting it tight. But with the bow dabber holding it, it helps. So, and I just pull it off, and I'm going to take this string and go around to the back and tie it in another knot, and then the bow's done. Easy peasy. Because I am not good at bows. But I'm learning. I mean, I think every time I do a craft, I learn something new, which is awesome because I love to learn new things. Alright, so here we have the bow, and I'm just going to like kind of fluff the ends out. And I'll bring that wreath over here, and we'll see what it looks like. If it's not looking right, we can make another kind of bow, but I think this is going to be just all that it needs because it's such, you know, it's a smaller piece. You don't want to overpower the words on there and the cheetah and all that good stuff, because you want to be able to see your work, your paint. And a lot of people that make these use vinyl, and I don't like to use vinyl on the door hangers. I like to use paint because I think it's going to last longer, it looks better. All right, guys, let me grab the door hanger. Hang on. I'm so excited how this turned out. This is so cute. So what do you guys think? How adorable is that? All right, let's see what this bow is going to look like. And I think it's going to be perfect, actually, because you don't, like I said, you don't want to cover up your words. You don't want it to be overpowering, and it's a smaller door round. And so what I'll do is I'll go over the center of it with a piece of this. How cute is that, you guys? Oh my goodness. All right, let me go over the middle of it. Cover up that silver. So I'm just going to take a piece of the ribbon and I'm going to fold it just like this, and then I'm going to go around the center and tie it, and it covers up the silver string. Super cute. And then I'm probably going to staple this to the door hanger, because a lot of times if you use hot glue, and if someone uses this on their front door and it's where the sun hits it, it gets hot, it melts that glue, and then your bow will fall off. So I staple it, and this door round is thick enough to hold the staples. That little heart we did, the staples will actually show through on that. So what I'll do is, once I seal it tomorrow, I will attach the bow, but I can let you see what it's going to look like. So how sweet is that, you guys? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I love the cheetah, I love the colors. So what do you guys think? Adorable. So let me know what you think about this, if you like it. Let me know if you're going to try it, or if you already have tried it. I would love to see your work. So we can always learn from each other. That's the great thing. Let's support each other and learn from each other. It's just an awesome thing, you guys. The crafting world is a place where you can go to escape all the crazy stuff in the world and just focus on making a cute item and just enjoying your time. Like, I enjoy spending this time with you guys. So I hope that you like this. I hope that you will come back, watch more videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mountain Made Creations, and have yourself a great weekend. Okay, guys? I will be back probably either tomorrow or Sunday for sure, and definitely Monday. And I'm going to get my stuff together, and I'll have the craft that I'm going to do all planned out before I jump on. Like, today was kind of like a whirlwind. I just jumped on and did it because I just wanted to hop on here with you guys. So anyway, I will try to come up with something really cute. I think what I'm going to make is some snowmen, even though I don't like winter. I love snowmen, and I have these little 2x4 pieces of wood that I painted white, and I think I'm going to go over them with another coat of white and then come on live with you guys and make the snowmen out of these blocks. Super cute. So that may be tomorrow or Sunday. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you guys stay warm, and I hope I'll see you again this weekend. So you guys take care.